I would like to ask you, how did you cope with the physical difficulties of your character that you played? How was for you coping with these difficulties to play with your character?
There was no really difficulty actually for this character. Strangely enough, because it's a harsh story.
Did you feel responsible for the story you were telling to the audience about the director based on the true events?
I think Catherine is responsible for that story. Of course, I feel responsible responding to her demand to do it, but she's the most responsible. She's the most exposed in that story because it's her story. But she is clever enough to turn it into almost a kind of metaphor of any human relationship between man and women, between two women, between two men. It's more about a power situation, a power game between, in that case, a man and a woman, one of which is, of course, obviously weak, but abuse of weakness can apply to any, sort of relationship where someone at some point feels stronger and the other one feels weakest or weaker, and it can be the other way around at some point also.
As you are playing the role of a big director and you are a big actress, do you dream of becoming a director one day?
I don't dream of it, but maybe why not? Yes. No, not an option, more out of curiosity, maybe one day, just to see what comes out of my mind as a director.
How do you define the relationship with the men who take advantage of you in the movie?
Well, I think it's I think for some reason, which I hope the film tries to explain, she almost becomes blind to this man, and she lets herself being robbed and hurt, mentally hurt, morally hurt by him. That's abuse of weakness. But I think he's the weak person at the beginning, somehow. Even if she has the more obvious weakness, she's also spiritually stronger than he is. That's why at some point the relationship becomes quite awkward and quite ambiguous. It doesn't come out of nothing.
What is the final scene? What's your interpretation of the final scene? You crying and say, it was me, but it wasn't.
Because I think, because she goes almost blind at some point, she doesn't want to see the reality, she doesn't want to... so once she wakes up from that sort of nightmare, she realizes that as everybody in life, she has this kind of schizophrenic persona. It was her, but it wasn't her. It was her, but it wasn't her. And she really means it. It's not just a way of saying, like a mechanic. I mean, that's what I tried to transmit as I did it as an actress, to really make it as emotional and as real as possible as she says it. It was me, but it wasn't me. It was me, but it wasn't me. Not like a mechanical thing. She really means what she says at this point.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.